Ofe Nsala is one rich and delicious soup that is so easy to make. It is also called white soup as no oil is required to make it. So keep watching, let's begin. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to all notifications. Now let's get started. I'm making assorted white soup today, which means that I'm going to be using a combination of different meat and fish. So in a pot, I've gone in with some cleaned goat meat. Next, I'm going to add some cow tripe, also known as shaki, and some roundabout. Next, I'm going to season with some bouillon cubes. I like this combination. I'm using the chicken and crayfish seasoning. To add that, add a bit of salt, some pepper, and a very insignificant amount of onion, just to steam the meat. But if you mind, skip the onion. Mix this well to combine, cover and let it cook in its own liquid for about 25 minutes. While the meat is cooking, go ahead now and peel some yam. We'll need some of the yam for thickening and the rest we'll use as pounded yam. The best swallow for this soup is pounded yam. Of course, you can use any other swallow of your choice, but it is best served with pounded yam. So go ahead, cut the yam and peel them. Cut them into smaller chunks and place in a bowl of water. I've also received questions from my previous videos as to whether you can thicken the soup with any other thickener apart from yam. And my answer is yes. If you live in a country where you can't find yam, then you can use any thickener that you can find. I'm sure you can find tubers like Irish potatoes in the shop right close to you. You can use that. You can also use potato starch. For pounding, you don't even need a mortar. Thank God for technology. All you need is a food processor. Cook the yam, place the cooked yam in the food processor and blend it for about 30 to 45 seconds. Once it is smooth, you have your pounded yam ready in seconds. So you see, even if you have a mortar, you may not want to go through that stress. Food processor to the rescue. I have a video on how to get that done and I'll link it in the description box for you to see. Today's special hug is for Glad Wealth Recipes, who is also a YouTuber. Thank you for always watching and I'm glad you love the recipes. You guys, please check her out. I'll leave a link to her channel in the comment section. After peeling the yam, reserve a few pieces behind. I think I left about 12 or 13 pieces for the soup, and then place the rest in a pot, add water and cook until it is done before you go ahead and blend in your food processor for your pounded yam. At this time, I'm going to check on the meat. This was about 25 minutes later and the meat was already 60% cooked at this point. Now look at all the liquid that it rendered. I did not add any water to this. Next, I'm going to go in with some pre-cooked stockfish head. If yours is not pre-cooked, then add it from the beginning. I also have some cleaned snails. Then I'm going to go in with this very flavorful spice known as uyayak or Aidan fruit. Roasting it a bit on low flame also helps to release all of its flavors. Clean it, add it to the pot, go in with some cleaned fish, the yam you reserved, and then you want to blend up some uziza seed, crayfish and pepper. I blended the uziza first until it was smooth, went in with the pepper and crayfish because I wanted to do that roughly. Now add some water and some uda seed. I didn't blend it because I didn't want it to be overpowering. We are not making pepper soup, okay? Next thing is this very important spice known as ogiri. In place of this, you can use ogiri Igbo. Ogiri is fermented locust beans, okay? So add some of that, cover and allow this to cook for about 10 minutes or just until the yam is soft. After 10 minutes, I checked and the yam was soft, So I'm going to remove the yam from the stock. See why I like to count it before I put it in there? But it's fine. Even if you eventually find one along the way after blending the ones you have, you can always just eat it, okay? So remove the yam, and now we are going to continue our cooking. Meanwhile, you want to blend or pound the yam. At this point, I'm going to go in with some fresh catfish already cleaned. You don't have to, I just wanted to be extra. And I'm making assorted white soup, okay? So now I'm going to add some crayfish. Be generous with crayfish when making the soup. Adjust with salt and seasoning. And then you're going to go in with the yam that you already pounded or blended. Add it now. That will serve as a thickener for the soup. Once you add the yam, cover the pot and allow this to cook for 10 minutes until it is completely dissolved. In between the 10-minute cooking time, you can always go in and check. Once you've achieved your desired consistency, remove the remaining pounded yam. Otherwise, cover the pot and allow it to dissolve completely. Ten minutes later, I opened up the pot and you guys, the aroma here was, say it louder, yes. So I'm going to give this a very gentle mix. You don't want to break up your fish. And then finish up with some utazi leaf. This just balances out everything. Utazi is a little bit bitter, so don't add too much. If you have uziza leaf, you can add some of it as well. I use the seed because I can't find the fresh one where I live right now. Alright, our soup is ready. It looks, smells and tastes delicious. Look at the consistency. Perfect. Mind you, this soup thickens up as it cools down, so you don't want it to be too thick while you're still cooking. For the uyayak, rinse this off and save for later. You can definitely reuse this. Sometimes I use mine 2 to 3 times before I finally discard it. Alright, take this off the heat, serve and enjoy. If you've watched up until this point, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe. Mention me in your Instagram stories at joyfulcook__ so I can see your recreations. See you in my next video. Bye.